Now we will discuss that overview, and we will learn account management customizing. Now I will quickly review the yesterday's session. So yesterday we have learned what happens in CRM system. So we create the accounts. So we create the customer in CRM system and replicate it to ECC and CC system as subscriber account. Then business agreements, that is the payment information of the customer, payment details, and we'll replicate that to ECC system as contract account, then to CC as external and provide a contract. And we have discussed that one business partner can have multiple agreements. So if you see this, one business partner has two agreements. That is, if you subscribe for two different plans, that is broadband as well as telephone plans, and he wants to pay the bill through different bank accounts, then he will have two different business agreements. And in in SAP BRIM, products can be sold as bundles like rate plan as well as the sales component and dependent components. So the basic minimum is the rate plan. If you have to implement the BRIM solution, we should have at least the rate plan. And the sales component and dependent components are optional. So when the customer place order for this product, a rate plan is created. For the rate plan, a contract gets created and it will be flown to ECC as well as convergent charging systems, and this sales component will flow to ECC and normal sales process continues, and these dependent charges will directly go to ECC as a billable item. So after this contract has been created and customer using these services, all his consumptions will be recorded by the convergent mediation system. By convergent mediation system, and it will be and this input will be fed to the convergent charging system, where the customer is rated based upon his SIM number, and it will generate the out charged items, that is line items of each service, data, SMS, and voice calls, along with the charges. So these charged items will be fed as input to ECC system, where billable items are generated for each type of service. So this billable item will have the information of customer, contract number, and what is the data consumed by the customer, and what is the free SMS given to the customer, and what and how much we are going to charge the customer. So this kind of information will be maintained in this billable item. So all these different services billable items are grouped together of one customer, and a billing document is created, and upon billing document invoice creation will happen. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and we have learned the order distribution infrastructure yesterday. That is, the contract will be created in the CRM system, and this contract has to be flown to ECC and convergent charging system. So this triggering happens in the CRM system. So if we go to the contract, here the contract is 26464. If we go to the contract and check the fulfillment status, then we can find this, that is uh, I will zoom the screen. That is whether this contract has been sent to ECC, whether this contract has been sent to convergent charging system. So this kind of information will be displayed. Okay, now we will learn the master agreement. So master agreement is a contract between a provider and a customer. For any terms and conditions. So this master agreement has ordering side. Okay, I will explain you with an example. So the common terms of master agreement can be ordering, invoice agreement, and invoice list agreement. So in ordering, in ordering, if here if you see this diagram, you can see SAP headquarters, SAP Germany, and SAP North America. So if any company wants to sell the products only to specific customers, for if we normally take the example, okay, in normal scenario there are like military employees and the normal people like us. So if there is some company, uh, uh, some if there is some gun manufacturing company or something else, so if it has to sell its guns, or defense company, if it has to sell its product, if it wants to sell its products only to military people, it will create the master agreement, and it will maintain those specific products only for the military people. It won't sell to us. That is the ordering side, that is maintaining only specific products to some customers for their ordering purpose. And we have called invoice agreements. So invoice agreement is, here if you see here it is SAP headquarters, and here you can see SAP Germany and SAP North America. So in master agreement we can define that if there are employees of SAP North America, if they subscribe for these mobile services, the bill should go to, so there are employees of SAP North America, and they subscribe for this mobile plan, and the bill will go to SAP headquarters. So here SAP North America employees are the sole to party, but the payer is SAP headquarters. So this is the invoice agreement. That is, some person will be using the service and the payer will be someone else. So these kind of agreements can be declared in master agreements. And another will be invoice list agreement. Invoice list agreement is, here we have SAP headquarters and SAP Germany company is there, North America is there. So there will be employees in Germany as well as North America. So they all have subscribed for some telephone plan, let's say Idea 299 plan, and employees has to pay the bill on their own. SAP Germany employees has to pay their own bill, and SAP North America employees has to pay their own bill. But their bill has to go to even the headquarters, like what they have subscribed and what is their usages. But the bill will be paid by the employees itself. So this is called invoice list agreement. Is it clear, Ravi?
Yeah.
So shall I revise it one more time?
Sir.
So in master agreement we have three types, like ordering side, invoice agreement, and invoice list agreement. In ordering, we can specify only certain products to certain customers. I have give you an example, right? If you take this defense or military side, so they will sell the goods only to the military people, not to the normal people. So that kind of thing, like there will be specific products only to certain people. That thing we can define in ordering side. And there will be invoice agreements. Invoice agreement is, Suppose I am working in a company and I have subscribed for some mobile services, some telecommunication service, but my company agreed that it will pay my bill. So this kind of declaration can be done in master agreement. I will be the sole to party there, but bill will go to my company and my company will be paying my bill. That is what invoice agreement. And another thing is invoice list agreement. Invoice list agreement is I am working in a company and I have subscribed for the services and I will pay the bill. But whatever I have subscribed and whatever the service is and whatever the consumptions I did, so that bill will go to my company. Company won't pay just for the information purpose. The company will have the details of these bills of these employees. This is called invoice list agreement. Okay.
Yeah.
Company won't be paying. It will have the list of like what this employee has used and what the other employee has used. Only these information will be there and company won't pay the bill.
Oh,
So that is invoice list agreement. Just for information purpose, company will store all this data. Invoice agreement is I am the sole to party, but my company is the payer. These kind of declarations can be done in invoice agreement. And ordering is own. So if I am working in a company and there are normal people, so my company has agreement with the service provider that there are certain products which has to be sold only to my company employees. Okay.
okay, ma'am.
Did you get what are these master agreements then?
Yeah.
So if we check the master agreement, we have all these things like details of the assignment blocks, details, and product list. This tells like what are the specific products that can be sold to customers, and price agreements. Is there any discount price given to the given on certain products, and configuration, and who are the authorized partners, and convergent charging tables. This I will tell you later. Okay. Next, order change process. So Ravi, now for example, you are using the IDEA 299 plan and you want to go for 399 plan as you have more more services compared to the 299 plan. So then you will go for the another order with the same for your same SIM number, right? So that is called change process. So if you have to shift from 299 plan to 399 plan, the product has to be changed, right?
Yeah.
So that so the product has to be changed. So you will place the order for the new product. So the old contract will be there, right? The old one
Yes, ma'am.
which you are using with 299 plan, that will get extinct and the new contract will be created with the uh, 399 plan. That is called product change. And you have called contract extension. Contract extension is you have subscribed for the 299 plan, let's say, and it is for 3 months, and you want to pay some more extra money and use it for 1 more month extra, not continuously subscribing. You just want to extend it to 1 more month. So you will pay some amount, not complete to 99, some amount, and that extension can be done in CRM system. And contract cancellation. You don't want to use IDEA services at all. You just want to stop all its services. So you will cancel the contract. and change phone number. So when does this change phone number happens? Not change phone number, change SIM number. Let's. So Ravi, you are using the Idea SIM card and you have launched the SIM card, but you have already subscribed for the 299 plan. So what should happen?
Mm.
So if you are using the Idea 299 plan and you lost the SIM card, so you within 2 or 3 days you will take the SIM card with the same phone number,
But
but
different MAC ID.
yes, different SIM ID will be there, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But still you can use the same services
yeah,
as you have already subscribed for 299 plan. That is
yeah.
called change. Here it has to be SIM number or else change ID number. So even this can be done. Okay. And another process is lock and unlock. So I will tell you the example of this dish TV. So I think Tata dish TV, Tata, not Tata. I'm not sure. So let's say you are using this same Idea 299 plan, and you are going to US or some other country. So you want to stop the service as of now. So you will contact the sales agent and ask him to log the services now. And after you return to the India, you'll ask him to unlock so that you can use the same services. Okay?
Yeah.
Are you getting what I'm telling?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. So all these are the change process which can be done in CRM. That is,
Okay.
you can shift from one plan to another, from 299 to 399, or maybe 199 if there is available. So this product change can be done, and you took the contract for uh, 3 months or 1 year, and you want to just extend it to one more month. So this can be done in CRM system, and you don't want to use the services at all. You just want to close all your services of Idea. So you will go for contract cancellation. Change ID number is you have lost your phone, so that you don't have the existing SIM card. So you will contact the agent and ask for the new SIM card with the same number, with the same phone number, but the SIM number will be different. That can be done. And here we have log and unlock services. That is, you temporarily want to stop the services and use it after some time. So in that case, we can go for lock and unlock process. Okay, is it clear, Ravi?
Yes, ma'am.
So all these change process are there, right? So we have a business role in CRM web UI, provider IC agent, that is provider interaction center agent. So he is eligible to do all these operations, that is changing the plan from 299 to 399. He will be doing that, and changing the plan and extending here. So changing the plan, he can do that. That is easy. If is the plan has to be changed immediately or after this end of the month. Here you can see that start date, end date, these things. And and contract extension. Here we can see extension, right? I will zoom my screen. So if we go to the contract extension, here we can see extension of wireless some 1000 minutes. So is it 3 years or 2 years, 6 months? We can even define 1 month extension. So these things we can do in extension process, and we have contract cancellation process. So here you can see contract cancellation, and when it has to be cancelled, request cancellation date. Is it immediately or is it after the end of this month? Something like that. And the reason, what is the reason for cancelling the contract? Is something better offer is available, or the customer is not satisfied with this service, or something else? So we can specify the reason here and cancel the contract. So for so if the device ID has to be changed, that is, see here, telephone number changed, the old number is 123 and it has to be updated to 9887. So this can be done. And another is lock and unlock. So here you can see the lock process, that is, this is a SIM number and temporarily the SIM number, and it is mobile service, and it has to be locked for 3 months. So these kind of things can be done in order change process. Now we will see the account management configuration. We can clearly understand this when we get the system access from it. So first we will see what are the configuration steps we will do for business partner settings. So first, while configuring the hello.
Yeah, tell.
Okay, are you clear with these things, or shall I explain it now?
Yeah, okay, madam.
Okay, so first we will go for business partner settings. In that, first we will do activation switch for functions. So that is activation certain functionality in for business partners. Ravi, I am getting disturbance. Hello.
Yeah, this is Venkatraw, madam.
Oh, sorry, Venkat.
Yeah.
I am getting a disturbance from your side.
No, madam, I am in dark room, madam. No sound here.
Okay. Okay. First, activation of standard functionalities. That is, so if we go to this navigation path, cross application components, business partner, and activation switch for functions, there we can see all these fields, these BUT 020, 0BK, BUT 100. So the description is like this. So time dependency, business address, bank data, BP roles, and we have to activate this. So this means if the if the now the customer is staying in one address and next month he will move to another address. So if he has moved to another address, the system should allow to change his address. Now I am in Hyderabad and next month I will move to Bangalore, let's say. So only my address has to be changed in the system. All my data should not be deleted, and another customer has to be created with my name and another address need not be maintained. We should be able to just change the address. So in order to do that, time dependency business address is there. We need to activate this function. So Now I'm using, so now my address is uh, something in Hyderabad, and tomorrow I will move to Bangalore, and I will change my address details. So that in order to make sure that functionality is available in the CRM system, we will activate this time dependency BP address functionality in CRM system. And we have time dependency bank data. That is, I want to change my bank details later. Now I am using SBI. Later I will go for my ICICI. I want to use my ICICI bank details. So I can do that if this time dependency bank data is been activated. This tells that in these bank details today, in the SBI bank details today and tomorrow, and so that I can use the new bank details from tomorrow. And we have the same thing called time dependency business partner roles. Okay, okay, Venkat. Did you understand the use of this configuration step?
Okay,
Activation
madam.
functionalities. It allows the customer to change his address,
Okay.
all this thing, and creating number ranges for business partners. So whatever we create in the CRM system, it might be the customer or order or contract or anything it might, or master agreement, anything it might be. It should be identified with a unique number, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So for that reason, we maintain the number ranges in CRM system for business partners. So this is the navigation part.
Yeah.
So we create the customers in the CRM system, and we will replicate these customers to ECC.
No.
So the business partner should have the same number ranges in CRM as well as ECC system.
No.
And as the customers are created in the CRM system, we will set the number range as internal number range.
Okay.
As the ECC get the customer data from CRM system and ECC is the receiving system, it will have the number range as external number range.
Okay. In
Oh,
in one question, madam. In CRM, we are given internal number ranges, and
yes,
ECC system we are given external number ranges.
external number range, but the
Oh,
number range is same in both the system.
okay. I think
Okay,
first we are creating the customer in CRM. After that, we are
CRM,
creating ECC.
yes. So we
Yeah.
will maintain the same number range in
Yeah.
both the system, and
Yeah.
it is flowing from CRM system. As the customer is getting created in the CRM system, the number range will be internal.
Yeah. Okay.
And as it and ECC is getting the customer IDs from CRM system, the number range will be set as external number range. That
Okay.
is, it is the receiving system, right? Once I get the system access, I will show you all these things.
Oh.
Okay, and this
Okay.
is the navigation part for that. And
Is
we
there
have
is there any T code, madam, that number ranges here in CRM?
going to SPRO configuration.
Okay, now there is no T code. In like
Uh,
SD, T codes is there, no, madam.
yes, there might be T codes, but usually
Okay,
I go through the what
okay,
SPRO. That is the
okay,
configuration, right?
okay. Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
This is not the transaction we are creating. This is the configuration. So SPRO.
Okay, okay, okay.
And we have defining grouping and assigning number ranges. So
Okay.
why do we define grouping for business partners?
Okay.
So what is the use of this grouping?
I think different customers is there, like person, organization.
That might be one reason. And
Okay.
if it is only for persons, individual persons, then also we'll define the grouping.
Okay.
Like I will give you an example. So if we take the Volkswagen company, or let's take the example of Benz company.
Okay.
It has the customers all over the world, right? In
Yeah.
America, Germany, and uh, in India. So all these customers are, let's say, individual persons,
Yeah.
but it wants to make the grouping so that for US customers, it want to maintain different number ranges, and for Germany customers, it want to maintain some other number range. That is like if the customer number is for US customers, if the number range is like 1 to 3, and okay, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 6, 1 2 3 4 7. That is the number range for US customers. And Germany, it's like 9847, 9845. So in order to make the differentiation for these two customers, it want to maintain different number ranges. So different grouping will be there. Okay.
Yeah.
And this grouping will be assigned with the number ranges. So I will create one group for US customers and another group for Germany customers. And I will create two different number ranges and assign one specific kind of number range to US and another to Germany. This can be the possibility, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. So these are the three configuration steps for business partner.
Okay.
Now now we will learn the business agreement settings. So first, even for business agreements are used to store the payment details of the customers,
Okay.
like whether he wants to go with debit card or credit card transaction or online transaction.
Okay.
So all these details can be maintained in business agreements. So first we maintain the number ranges for these business agreements.
Yeah.
We will define the number range, and we will tick it as internal number ranges. As the business agreements get created in the CRM system, we will say the number range will be internal. So business agreement is called contract account in ECC. We have earlier discussed. So we are getting the business agreement number from CRM to ECC. So there the number range will be external. Okay, Ravi? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay, Venkat.
Yes, ma'am.
And next we have the configuration step. Second step is defining basic settings. Uh, uh, do you have idea of FIAR and FICA process?
FI
Accounting process. AR,
accounting,
financial and
account receivable, accounts payable.
yes, FIAR and FICA,
CA
uh,
means
financial and
contract.
contract accounting.
I don't know, madam. I don't
Okay, I will tell you the difference.
know. Okay.
So FICA is enhancement to financial accounting of high volume based billing,
Okay.
like Geo or Airtel, all these things. So in
Mm.
if we implement the FIAR, financial and account receivable, where there are like only some customers.
Okay.
Uh, FICA is implemented where there are millions of customers. Here, few customers. FIAR is implemented. So
Okay.
the difference will be like if we implement the FIAR process. So if the customer has got the bill this month, then he is supposed to pay the entire bill this month. He can't pay it next month. He is supposed to pay this month itself. And
FIAR.
yes, and
Okay.
if he can go to FICA process, he will the option like suppose he got the bill 100 rupees this month, water bill or telephone bill,
Yes, ma'am.
and next month, and last month he got 150 rupees bill.
Yeah.
So he will have the option that last month he has paid 100 rupees bill and remaining 50 he has to pay, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And this month he got 100 rupees bill. That is last month 100. Last month he has paid 100 rupees bill and 50 he is supposed to pay of last month bill, and this month bill he is supposed to pay 100 rupees. So he can pay the 150 rupees this month, or he can pay 100 rupees this month and pay the remaining 50 next month.
Yeah.
This kind of functionality is there in FICA.
Okay.
Okay, or last month, let's think he has 150 rupees bill and he has advancedly paid 200 rupees, and this month he got 150 rupees. He has paid only 100 rupees. So it will tally FICA. If we implement the FICA process, it will tally all his payments. Are you getting, Ravi?
Yes, ma'am.
FICA process handles complex situations.
Okay.
That is, if the customer pays half of the amount this month and he will pay the next month, that can be implemented. And if the customer has not paid the bill for 3 months, but he is using the services, then
Okay.
penalty should be imposed on the customer.
Okay.
So if we go with FICA process, he will be added with penalties, and if there is any interest should be imposed on him. All this can be done. Whereas in FIAR process, we can't add penalties. The customer is supposed to pay the bill only at once. Once he get the invoice, he has to pay the entire bill. He can't just pay half the bill and pay the remaining half later. Okay, Ravi? Sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Venkat.
Yes, madam.
That is defining basic settings. So here we define whether we want to go for FIAR process or FICA. FIAR is finance and account receivable. FICA is finance and contract accounting.
Okay.
Okay.
Both processes we are implemented here, madam. We are configuration here, madam. In CRM.
Yes. Yes, we can go with any of the functionality,
Okay.
FIAR or FICA.
Okay. Okay. In generally, which process we are using, madam? Like AR and FICA.
Generally, we
In
have
real
worked
time.
in a project. Listen to me. There
Okay.
we have implemented the FIAR process because there are only few customers.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the payments and everything can be handled there. So there
Okay.
we have implemented FIR. But
Okay.
mostly FICA process will be implemented because there will be millions of customers and it provides a functionality to
Okay.
functional complex functionalities, like the customer can pay the bill now and he can pay the half of the bill now and he can pay the remaining later. So these kind of things can be done. So
Okay.
mostly FICA process. There are industries which will implement FIR also.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Ma'am.
So we have business agreement class here. Defining business agreement class. So this tells whether it is for B2B or B2C. B2B is for whether this class is for direct business to business partners or business to customers. Uh, do you have idea of B2B and B2C, Venkat?
No, madam. B2B means business to business, And B2C means business to consumer.
Yes, consumer or customer. So in business to business process is like there is some company and it will sell its goods only to other companies, not to the individual customers like us.
Okay.
Like if you take the example of Amazon, it will sell the goods directly to us.
Okay.
We can go and buy any goods through Amazon site. That is, we are the direct consumers. So the business to business is like it will sell the goods only to some organization, not to the individual persons.
Okay.
So that is called business. Uh, so that thing we will define in business agreement class. And we have allocating business agreement class here, right? So in this configuration step, we will do that whether the customer is so how the customers can be created, Venkat. So if we take the example of our Amazon, we will register through the portal, commerce portal, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That is one way. Or else if there is so for certain company, so for certain organizations, there will be dealers. We don't directly register to the what manufacturer portal and buy the goods. So there will be some dealers, and we will buy the products from the dealers, not from the organization. So that is another type of that is another type of sales, right? And
Yes.
so we can register through commerce portal, or we can buy it from some middle person, that is from dealers. So we create the business agreement class initially, and then we will define whether this class has to be assigned to the to the customers who are directly buying through the e-commerce portal, or is there any middle person like sales agent or dealer in between. So these things we will define in allocating business agreement class configuration.
Okay.
And we have general parameters to new business agreements configuration step. So here we can say, so there is a business agreement, and what are the specific fields we want in the system. Like if there is the direct customer, so what are the fields do we want? So we need his what is the shipping address, right?
Okay.
So if we buy anything from Amazon, then the product will be shipped to our address. So that field has to be there in CRM system, shipping address and shipping address or delivery address or what and how, and shipping address and delivery address. So these are the specific fields, or the or how the customer has to be intimated. If we get any product to our Amazon, so if we give our phone number, so we will get all the information like our package has been shipped and it is delivered and it is ready, the agent has to pick up the order. So this kind of information we will get, right, if we order anything from portal, Amazon portal. So what are the fields do we need? So like shipping address, and how we want to receive the information, is it through mail or is it through phone number? So these are the parameters we can assign to the business agreements.
Okay.
And we have payment methods.
Okay.
So what these payment methods tell? So is it incoming payment or outgoing payment? And if it is incoming payment, how this incoming payment is happening. Is it through debit card or credit card or through online transaction, or is it automatic debit? Automatic debit is if you go for that option, we we need not enter the details. Once we get the bill, we need not go and pay the bill through the debit or credit card. It will directly deduct the amount from that from our bank. That is called direct debit. So is the customer is willing to go for this option, or debit card, credit card, how he wants to pay the bill. That is what defined in the payment methods. So first we define the payment methods, and we will
Okay.
assign the same payment methods to the business agreement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Madam, one question, madam.
Huh.
In payment methods, so many ways
Hmm.
is there now, madam. Sometimes he pay debit card, sometimes he pay credit card,
Yes.
sometimes he pay Phone Pay and Paytm, sometimes he pay Google Pay. Different channels is there now, madam. How
Yes.
we configure the system, madam? How we know the system?
So we will select the multiple options.
Okay. But we customer is paying different channel, madam. How we know, madam? How we know the
So
system?
that we can give access, like, so
Okay.
if it is the customer like us, so we can pay through debit card, credit card, all these things. So we are
Okay.
B2C customers. So
Okay.
in the system he can allocate, like if it is B2C customers, accept payment through any method.
Any
And
method.
if
Okay.
any method, any of the method, he can define that in a system. And
Okay.
if it is business B2B customer, if it
Okay.
is directly through the business dealers, right?
Yeah.
So the amount will be huge amount. If we pay the bill, so our bill will be like 500, 600,000, something like that. If there is some company, some organization, then they will be paying like lakhs of rupees, right?
Yeah.
So so he can mention that for the business to, for the direct customers,
Mhm.
accept payment through any of the method. And if it is the organization, then accept it only if it is bank transfer. Only if it is
Okay.
net, accept the payment, or else don't accept the payment.
Okay.
Don't allow the business unit to pay it through phone pay or paytm or these kind of things. These
Okay.
settings can be defined.
Okay.
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 uh, okay, once we get the system access, we can clearly understand all these things. Okay,
Okay.
Venkat,
Okay.
it is very easy. Once we see in the system, then we can imagine it easily, like what is happening in the e system.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Madam, madam, CRM is knowledge is required, madam, in Bring. CRM knowledge
Yes.
is not.
Yes,
Uh,
CRM knowledge is required because the ordering and contract creation and product
okay.
creation happens in the CRM system. These things won't happen in the ECC.
Okay.
ECC don't know this rate plan product. It just know
Okay.
the sales product.
Okay.
So we need the knowledge of CRM.
Okay. CRM basic knowledge is enough, madam, or in-depth
Yeah,
sales service market
no,
or
no, no. Only
any-
the basic knowledge of CRM is enough. We
okay.
don't need the in-depth knowledge. Just
Okay.
the basic knowledge is enough to learn the BRIM solution. If we
Okay.
have the basic knowledge, then we can go for certification also.
Okay. Okay. Madam, you have any book, madam, that this CRM basic knowledge?
I
You have it.
have, but I can't share those credentials. That is my office one. That's the
Not
problem. Or,
your
huh?
training purpose or anything.
Okay, I will share this PPT, and if possible, I will create the Word document and share it with you all guys. The basic
Okay.
information of all the basic CRM process of BRIM solution, not the entire CRM.
Okay.
The CRM part of BRIM solution, I will, if I when I get the time, I will make the notes, short notes,
Okay.
and I will forward it to you.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. Okay.
fine then. I'm winding up the session.
Okay.
Venkat.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Venkat. Bye.
Bye.